Good morning, everybody. I thought I'd shoot through another little video. I was pondering about stuff, as we do. And I wanted to talk about forgiveness, about how important that is, about being able to forgive each other, like always straight away, mostly straight away, which is a better thing than having to hold on to an idea of being right and the other person wrong. It's one of these things that I do with my mind, and I think after the event I've learnt from losing a lot of people that I love. Not a lot, but a few people that have died, and then I haven't actually made peace with them or something. It happened with my somebody in the family years ago. We had argued, and it was always a conflict of minds, and back then I was in my 30s. I was young, and I didn't understand, but I wished I knew. I wish that someone had told me. So how important it is to sort of agree to disagree and just move on. And a lot of us get caught up in that wanting to be right and not realizing that this life is so temporary, and that, you know, the next time you see the person you're arguing with could possibly be when they're in a casket. And the thing that I regretted the most after the event is that we hadn't made peace. I hadn't just said, okay, everyone's entitled to their view, and just remembered that smile at the end of the conversation. I wasn't the one that was going to speak, and he wasn't the one that was going to speak, and ultimately, I paid the big price of not being able to make peace, which is what I want. And to say these days I don't have any qualms with anybody. I have no enemies. I don't dislike anybody. The thing that I dislike the most is the fact that I am still obviously the judgment mind, which we all have, but in that I can now correct that mind in my own undoing, of what I believe I see in the view of how I am viewing someone else. And it's still happening to me constantly, and it happens to all of us, some of us greater than others. So I just want you to ponder on that, in an argument or in a place where you're feeling like your boundaries have been exploited and that you need to say something about it. And sure, it's easier said than done when we when we're stuck in our own value system, which is fine. And I guess it's even in the way that we manage to move away from the stuff that doesn't serve us, but more gracefully and lovingly, without having to shut someone down because they may not be in the same agreement of mind as you. So it's a biggie. It's something that to always look at. Why is this annoying me about the other person doing so? I mean, it can mean, that somebody's in front of you screaming and yelling and about to hit you. I'm not suggesting that you ignore them and try to, not see it and pretend it's not happening and agree to disagree in that respect, but that lovingly you do have a choice to be able to put your hand up mentally and say, I'm going to walk away here, because nobody's hearing anyone when we're in fear. Because there's only love or fear. There's only those two emotions that we really radiate from, and there's offcuts to that. So if you're angry, you really are in a fear state. But at the time you don't realize it because you're so stuck in the story of being right that you can't see these things happening. So the best thing you can do is have a look at your own motives, have a look at why you think your story is more right than theirs, and quite often you'll realize that there is no story that's perfectly right or not, or not. So agreeing to disagree means that you're becoming a little bit more awakened to your own mind, and that's what needs to happen, I guess, for you to be feeling like you're really free in this life, I believe. I'm no way, in any way, shape or form there yet, but I'm able to identify with it a lot more and a lot quicker these days because I've practiced so much after the event usually. And that's what the problem is. It's usually after the event that we walk away saying, yes, I won because I was wittier than them, but nobody's really winning because, someone had to get hurt. So yeah, agree to disagree. And if you've got someone you haven't spoken to for many years that you were thinking of making peace with, just because you want to drop the story and be the better person, please do so. Give them a call and say, look, the past is the past. I've changed as a person inside, and I want to make peace with everybody that I love, and that I realize that my story and your story are just stories, and, you know, lovingly make peace with people. I think you feel such a sense of liberation when you do that, and there's this beautiful win-win, so that if any time anyone ever dies, which we're all going to do that, and we know there's no unfinished business, it's just an agreeing to disagree lovingly, and that's what I wanted to share with you guys. And I hope you're having a beautiful day. It's absolutely glorious here today in Melbourne. Sun is shining, beautiful blue skies all around, and until next time, God bless. Bye.